Okay, so we're do a little bit of moving around without moving your head too much, Fujit. Yeah. That's it. Oh, there you go. Yeah, it doesn't get above 0.7. And then, all right, commit to the elbow. Yep.
When you've got a concept you're working on and you start to really imagine where that could take you, that's what's inspiring. To say, oh, if this was lighter, you know, I could really hit 25 kilometers this day. Or if this was more durable, I could really take it on that trip I've been thinking about. It's all about exploring for me and really trying to find some new exciting gear that I could take along the way.
There is no easy pathway to designing outdoor performance gear. Testing the gear to the extreme is part of our DNA. We want to stand behind our products. They need to be durable, dependable, reliable, and the best way to test that is to be actually using them in the extreme environments, and the Kimberley offers us that extreme environment right in our backyard.
Testing in the field introduces all of these elements that you just can't replicate in the lab or in the studio. There's a wealth of different elements that we need to account for that you'll never be able to recreate here.
Have you ever found mesh that would actually have better airflow?
Yeah, this one had the best airflow. Yeah. It had the minimum drop.
Yeah.
Now there's a lot more technology and materials and processes available to make outdoor gear, which is a lot lighter, a lot more dependable. There is a lot of room for new ideas, exciting evolutions to happen in that field with what we know now and what the future will bring.
Oh, we are testing everything you could possibly test. Straight, PJ. Booted him.
I love product design broadly. I love a beautiful product, and beauty is not just looking good, but beauty is simplicity and functionality. So, of course, that applies to outdoor gear and the stuff I design.
Coming up with the idea, coming up with new innovations, and then actually testing them in the field, in the wilderness, really is a very exciting part of this job.
Maybe it's exactly right. Just a little bit of yellow trim in there.
This is almost a two-tone.
Yeah.
I just think when you're out bush and you pull this thing out and it's crisp, clean, and purposeful, that is the most beautiful moment in the entire design cycle.
Well, didn't bring the fencing wire. It's in some guidelines. This can be used for anything.
Well, you're on a trip.
I don't think you had.
Yeah, Tim's one of those classic sort of true designer and true outdoors person, and it's very hard to get that combination, believe it or not. It's one of the hardest things that I've found over the years is getting people that are passionate about both.
My name's Tim Miller. I've been working for 씨투써밋 for 12 years. Started as a work experience kid and been moving up and am now lead product designer. I've always been super inspired by Roland. When I joined the company, I heard of all these great expeditions that they did in the Himalaya and his trips in the Canning stock route. Like, it doesn't matter if it's a vehicle or ski or hike, Roland's been doing adventures for so many years. And that's really inspiring to me. It really pushes me to get out there and try new things people haven't tried before.
First leg of the trip, we're flying into Raft Point.
Is that where Robbie went, in the 90s?
Yeah, he was up there at that time. I can't wait till we go on that trip up there.
Yeah, the Kimberley. It's an amazing area. I mean, it really is one of probably the last frontiers on the planet. True access into the area, you need to go by, four-wheel drive that are very well kitted out. You need, either seaplanes or helicopters, or you can go by, obviously coastal by boat. But again, access is still very, very remote. When you get into that area, I mean, it's incredible. You've got some of the biggest rivers in the world. You've got massive gorges. You've got amazing long coastlines, even with the grasses and those sort of savanna areas where you just get those massive sort of golden areas, and then you get these beautiful red rocks and perfectly blue sky. Just the colours that you get in there, just the sunsets and the gorges and purple sort of evening light that you get. And of course, no light pollution at night with stars, and it's just fantastic.
I'll do a bit of pad. You do a bit of duffel. And 10 cm from the bottom of the mat, 44.
Working with someone like PJ is awesome. He's got so much experience, both in this industry, in architecture, in making his own gear, and of course the trips he's done in the past. So when you sit down with PJ, he's quiet, he's calm, and he comes up with these gems that really put you in the right direction, and you can follow them and get a great product at the end.
0.6, and it was at full pressure. Does this feel good?
It's not bad. I'm not bottoming out.
No. What about on the hip?
No, not even.
PJ. I met PJ 35 years ago in Kashmir in the Himalayas.
Roland was a climber and I was a climber. There were not many of those days. We went and did a lot of skiing trips and expeditions together in the Himalayas and back in the early days.
Someone like PJ has done everything from mountaineering, rafting, climbing, such a diverse sort of range. And he spent years and years, if you add it all up, actually in the outdoors and doing multiple activities.
Good day, I'm Paramjit Singh, aka PJ. I've been designing product for 씨투써밋 for about 20 years now. When you are in the Kimberley, you cannot ignore the environment, whether it's the climate, the topography, the wildlife, the vegetation, the lack of water, just the scale of it and the spectacular landscape. It is so extreme. It is a perfect place for testing gear.
Super easy, that's way stronger.
I think you're on the right track, PJ, but what I'd like to see is a tougher fibre and a lower density.
Yeah.
And so, it's about being, less weight, but we have it stronger.
Or is it better to have a lighter density? Doesn't need heaps of it. Look, how much stronger is that? Look at that.
Like a completely extruded kind of process where fabric comes in and the actual PE liquid is put in and it's foamed and it's grown but it's held in the thickness you want. And it kind of bonds.
Yeah, I think we've come a long way to have a good colour palette like we have right now, but now...
There's a huge amount of detail that goes into our product, which is not always obvious. We drill down onto exactly what kind of fibres we're using, exactly how we're dyeing them, what are the TPU thicknesses, and then into the foam and of course the coring, which took years to develop exactly what pattern and how much we could take out to get self-inflating as well as great insulation and the lightest weight product. So I think it's the details that go missing which really makes 씨투써밋 a special brand.
A lot of outdoor gear takes years to evolve out of experiences and ideas and technologies, and it's not something which happens overnight.
There's a lot of testing, and it's usually the fact that we're the first people to go and use those products through the process of the design development area. So, we quite often have a lot of prototypes that we go through before obviously it gets to the end product, but that's, takes a lot of trips. and also a lot of inside lab testing and things like that. But at the end of the day, you've got to go out and do real-world testing with these products.
There is so much to experience and perceive and look, whether it's the colors, the textures, the large, vast landscapes that you have there, to the very close encounters with vegetation and animals and insects. It's always a treasure that you unfold when you go to one of these trips and come back with lots of new material to get inspired from.
Piece of shit country this is. Well, you're neither much better than I am. Yeah, well, yeah. I don't know, maybe both of us won't get up from here. This is it. Mozzies are out. Yeah. Have you had any gems of wisdom thinking sleeping mats? I've been thinking mozzies and pillows since I got here.